After missing a penalty and going 2-0 down in the opening 30 minutes versus the best team in the league,
and Arsenal strike first in front of the Kop,
and looking so defensively vulnerable, somehow Liverpool managed to fight and claw their way to a point at Anfield after a very, very late equaliser from Roberto Firmino. And yet, somehow, after all of the chaos, Liverpool deserved to win the game. The 6 minutes added on after the 90 might be some of the most dramatic football we have ever witnessed in the Premier League. It starts with Trent Alexander-Arnold releasing a shot from the edge of the box that flies just inches above the bar. Mo Salah wriggles and adjusts his body to release a curling shot. Skipping off the back of Gabriel, the ball looks destined to reach the top corner, but Ramsdale contorts his back, extends a fingertip and edges the ball past the post. Trent Alexander-Arnold receives the ball from 25 yards out, mirages of his earlier efforts, but he spots the run of Nunez. A dink ball onto the Uruguayan's head. The ball flies across the open net, but the one man you don't want to be on the edge of the 6-yard box is Ibrahim Konate. The Frenchman panics and gives the goalkeeper enough time to scramble the ball away and release an Arsenal counter-attack. With seconds on the clock to go, Martinelli and Saka, two of the most dangerous wingers in the league. It's a 2 versus 1 with Robertson at the back, and the ball is played short. Liverpool can clear. The game ends 2-2, and we all take a sigh of relief. What a game of football. Liverpool come away from this game aching for a winner. Honestly, it felt like it was just there. It felt like it was destined to be. But after looking at the overall game, especially that atrocious first half, being 2-0 down against possibly the best team in the league, maybe a point isn't the worst result in the world. For Arsenal, they look at the table and all of a sudden the points gap could close to 3. From cruising on Merseyside, suddenly the title looks like it could be in Man City's hands. And speaking of hands, thanks to Ramsdale and the combination of Liverpool piling on the pressure in the second half, maybe a point in the cauldron of Anfield is a good result. From a Liverpool fan's perspective, I'm delighted with that second half. Finally, I actually enjoyed watching a half of football from Liverpool because it's felt like an age since I've been able to do that. We were pushing Arsenal further and further back, intricate passing, explosive runs in behind. That second half is exactly how we need to play in the remaining 9 games in order to get anything from this season. I really enjoyed Trent's performance throughout the game, especially in that second half. He's technically so brilliant, he always is, but he is a defensive vulnerability, and that's why loads of people are arguing whether or not he should step into the midfield. But he can play in that central area from right back, because Konate can cover him on the right flank. He can come into central areas, pick up the ball from the centre-backs, which has been a massive problem throughout this season, because Firmino cannot play on the half-turn. I really enjoy what Jamie Carragher says about him. He doesn't need to be a great defender. He just needs to not be a vulnerability. For Arsenal, I think the overall feeling after the game will be one of disappointment. Liverpool were a scalp that the Gunners simply had to get at this time of the season. When Liverpool are down and out, beat them at Anfield and send a message to City. If not for a message, then at least just get over the Anfield problem. Arteta has an incredible way of describing the atmosphere at Anfield.
I had it once at Anfield, that the game was going there, and suddenly I could only see red shirts.
And yet, the atmosphere that they wanted least is the one that they created themselves. Xhaka kicked out at Trent in a moment of delusion that even a referee can think of, or like a linesman, or like a paid official. Just couldn't dream of it. Rolled up the right back, fired up the crowd, and when they're on your back at Anfield, there's really only one team that's going to be on the front foot. I do think it's a little misguided just to blame the 2 goals based on the atmosphere, because I think Liverpool's attacking play was quite good at times, but it certainly played a huge role in one of the best Premier League games of the season, filled with emotion, filled with passion, and suddenly the title hangs in the balance. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the wire.